The secret 5th channel on the ENGL Special Edition Founders Edition does something that no other amplifier can do, and it's actually quite cool. So today I'm going to show you guys what this channel does and how it sounds, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. So the ENGL Special Edition Founders Edition, what an amazing amplifier. It's absolutely wonderful. In case you haven't seen it yet, I recently did a full demo and review of this amplifier on the channel that you can check out up here or down here. It does everything and it does it so well. This easily is one of my all-time favorite amplifiers, definitely in my top 3. Now, I touched on basically everything that this amplifier can do, except for the 5th channel, the tube driver channel, because I wanted to do that in a separate video, because it's such a unique feature, it deserves its own video. You can switch to the tube driver channel via the switches on the front, and the actual controls for the channel are on the back here. That's why I faced the amplifier the wrong way. Here's what the manual says about the tube driver channel. Pressing the tube driver switch activates the tube driver, a circuit similar to a very simple preamp channel. Think of it as an active tube-driven preamp defeat circuit. Note that this circuit can be selected in reciprocation with the 4 channels, whereby reciprocation means that you can activate the tube driver channel irrespective of the currently active channel and vice versa. The LED above this button lights up to indicate the tube driver is active. This feature can be controlled via MIDI, and this feature can also be controlled by the Z9 foot switch. And with the tube driver EQ switch, you can activate the built-in EQ as well. So it's essentially a very pure and simple tube circuit that defeats all the internal or most of the internal components of this amplifier to give you a really pure and unaltered tone, basically. And that makes this channel a very good pedal platform. So we're going to try some amp in the box, or preamp pedals, or distortion pedals, however you want to call it. And we're going to run them through the tube driver channel and see how that sounds. Now, a lot of amps out there don't really play nicely with these types of pedals through the clean channels, nor through the returns of the effects loops. A lot of times when you put these pedals through a clean channel, the sound will be colored too much because a lot of clean channels are either too bright or too distorted or what have you. And a lot of times when you plug these things into the return of your effects loop, the sound also just isn't quite right. Now, with a feature like this, you don't really run into those problems, so that's really cool to have on an amplifier like this. Now let's take a listen as I switch from the clean channel over to the tube driver channel and the tube driver EQ, so you guys can hear how they sound. I'm also going to do some dialing in of all the controls and the tone stack, so you guys can hear how they affect the tone. This is using my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s with the JB in the bridge, the RedSeven Amplification Amp Central Reactive Load, and an Ownhammer Classic Rock Essentials cabinet. Take a listen. Interesting. So it sounds kind of flat, right? Well, yeah, that's the point. This channel will basically let your pedals do the talking or the tone shaping. So we do have some controls on the tube driver channel if you activate the EQ that you can use to shape the tone a little bit to your liking. Level speaks for itself, and the sensitivity control is basically a kind of gain control. The 3-band EQ also speaks for itself. And then we have the contour control, which basically changes the mid-range character of the tube driver. I prefer that on because the mid-range gets a nice boost there. So I tried a bunch of pedals, as you can see here, through the tube driver channel, and I found that I prefer the tone with the EQ on because I just like the tone shaping options that it has to offer. So what we're going to do now is try these 3 pedals through the tube driver channel. These are all basically amp in a box style preamp pedals or distortion pedals. And they're all high gain pedals. They kind of do the same thing, but they definitely have their own character. So we're going to basically kind of compare them and also switch over to the pure tube driver tone, okay? And the pedals that I have over here are the ENGL Powerball pedal, the Lichtlaerm Audio Gehenna pedal, and the Empress Heavy Menace. All are great pedals. So I'm going to use the same signal chain as before. However, the guitar that I'm going to use this time is my ESP LTD SC20 with the JB pickup in the bridge as well. And this time I'm using the Ownhammer Low Tuned Essentials cabinets, the high gain mic mix to be precise. Okay, let's go ahead and take a listen. Check it out. Very nice. So in my opinion, all 3 of these pedals sounded pretty great through this tube driver channel. It really works. The Powerball pedal is nice and fat and thick and sort of sludgy. The Gehenna by Lichtlaerm Audio is very tight and modern sounding. And the Heavy Menace kind of sits somewhere in between. But yeah, they all did the job very nicely. And with the EQ on the pedals themselves and the EQ on the tube driver channel, you can really go in and shape the tone to your liking. So again, this definitely is a great pedal platform indeed. Now let's take another listen, but this time with just the isolated guitars. Check it out. Great, so that's the tube driver channel of the ENGL Special Edition Founders Edition, the secret 5th channel. A very cool and unique feature that you don't see on any other amp, at least not exactly how it's implemented here. So this is another reason to love this ENGL SEFE amplifier. Let me know your thoughts about this feature in the comments down below. And while we're at it, also let me know which one of these pedals, what's your favorite? That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it useful. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd hugely appreciate it. And of course, you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!